To everyone, All Angle Sports Investment here with Steve Wiss and Ashley Waite, and we're here to preview some matches on Wednesday. First of all, I've got to say it was a really good day for this show, especially you, Ashley. A complete clean sweep. The six-way bet builder worked out for you in the Napoli game. You crushed that double involving the Turkish match, which ended 4-2, and he even, just for good measure, gave the bonus of the Icardi goal scorers. I've got to say, magnificent tipping from you yesterday. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, two of those were super stressful. As you guys can see, I'm wearing a hood today. I had to run to the shower. Yeah, I just have 10 million things going on. So this is what you're going to get today. I swept these plays, so I have not much for you tomorrow. But yeah, it's awesome to hit all of those. I think we needed an 84-minute penalty from Ipswich. I kind of thought that bit was dead. And then finally, we got that fourth shot on target from Napoli. That team is just a clusterfuck right now. So I would watch siding with them going forward. I'd be very, very careful because they have problems. We'll just leave it at that.
It's a good job they're so far clear, isn't it, in Serie A? If they were just 3 or 4 points clear, I'd be a bit worried about them, to be honest with you. But yeah, very good day from you there. I managed to get one of the card picks come in. Theo Hernandez delivered right on halftime, plus 210. I was disappointed that Krunic, to be fair to him, played a completely clean game. He didn't even give a single foul away. And I think I might have actually underestimated the player. I think he's quite a clever individual. He obviously didn't want to get suspended for the semi-final, did he? So, yeah, fair play to him there. No complaints whatsoever, but a good day, when you hit a plus 210 winner. And, yeah, you haven't got so many picks today, but you haven't actually got an official play as such. You're going to give us a lean or two, perhaps. I've got a few picks lined up for the show. Would you say, actually, I remember an old mentor of mine used to say, if you have a really good day, the next day, sometimes best to be conservative and just sort of, consolidate your good profit. Is that a tactic, do you think, in the betting world?
I don't know. I've heard it. I don't ever go by that myself. I just go by the amount of plays that I like. But with these being the Champions League, obviously I'm interested in the outcome of them. But from a betting perspective, I really just don't see too much. I've had that Benfica to qualify, so unfortunately I have to pull for them, even though I can't stand them right now. Yeah, and then the Man City one's kind of tricky. So, yeah, if there was a ton that I would like, I've had a lot of good days in a row lately on VIP. I don't know if we haven't had a losing day in a while, so I don't really buy into that. I would swing if I saw value. I have not finished studying the slate, but just what I've seen so far, there's nothing that's really jumping out at me. That I'm really just loving. So,
yeah. So you basically just take it as it is day by day. No real changes. Probably the best way, really, isn't it? Right. Yeah. We'll start with Inter Milan against Benfica. If Benfica do qualify, they'll cash your tip from last week. They are 2-0 down, unfortunately, against. Yeah. I still can't believe this match last week because Inter Milan have been terrible in domestically. And yet that was their best performance easily in the last, 2 months? They deserve the win. Now, Benfica have got to go down swinging here, surely. I mean, in terms of a match result, I'll be honest, I was tempted to take the money line. I mean, call me a madman there, and that's why ultimately I bottled it, because I can't trust them. I think they might just be hitting some form at the wrong time. Even domestically, they lost to someone terrible at the weekend. Can't remember what the team was called, but it was a shock defeat, and they suddenly struggling to score goals.
Yeah,
but surely they can give it. I mean, the pressure's off in a way. Do you give them much hope?
I don't really think so. It's tough to figure out Inter Milan. I don't know. Like you said, they're playing so poorly domestically. So how they go in there and beat what is usually a really, really good Benfica side. I was on Benfica in their league match that you're talking about. That was a shocking loss. Yeah. So screw that team. I don't know. I'm not messing with it. I'm gonna hope that somehow they can score 2 goals and not concede to Inter and somehow get it to extra time maybe. But I think the odds are pretty slim of that happening. They didn't look good in the first match. They didn't look good in their league play. So like you said, if them having a little pressure off helps, I think that might be the only thing that can help. Yeah. I'm not expecting to cash that Benfica to qualify bet.
Jack Wright says you're a madman. Gertrude Moa says you guys are the best. Thank you very much, Gertrude. That's very much appreciated with that
Yes,
comment.
thank you, Gertrude, and welcome.
Welcome in, Righty. Well, yes, I am a bit of a madman at times. Hannah, wait. Congrats to both of you on your winners. Thank you very much, Hannah. That was very well. It was a great day yesterday, I must say. It was delighted with that one. Let's move on to some picks. I've actually got a definite pick for this game, and I'm still debating on another one. I'm going with red card, yes. At plus 400, Inter against Benfica. I'm actually going with a red card in both games. And I'll tell you my reasoning. Firstly, it's the second leg of the Champions League quarterfinals, right? In my experience, you don't often get a full round without a red card. Obviously, both matches tonight, there was no red. I know there was last week, but plus 400, when everything's on the line, players can do stupid things. Otamendi's back for Benfica after suspension. He's a massive card candidate. The referee, I've not actually come across him much, but he's Spanish. Carlos de Cerro Grande. It's a great name. And incredibly, in La Liga, he dishes a red card out every 2 games, which is astronomically high. And he actually, in Europe, he gives a red one every 3 games. So I'm just looking at the history of his matches here, and he does like to give a red card out. So I think when you combine these two, I thought red card yes would be like plus 300. So I think I'm getting a little bit of value here. So I'll definitely nibble the red card in this game. And honestly, I was really tempted also to tip the corners here. I'm not going to take them because I'm not a corner backer, but the line's 9.5. Both of these two teams have an unbelievable amount of corners in terms of averages. But it can be distorted because Benfica are so dominant domestically. And in the first leg, there was 10 corners exactly. Inter out-cornered them 6-4. But I do think there'll be 10 or more. I think the way both these teams play, the wingers are not inverted. They go more wide. And Inter might be on the back foot here and happy to concede corners. We saw Milan were very happy to concede corners to Napoli tonight and defended them well. So, yeah, I'm not actually going to tip over 9.5 corners, but I think it's a good lean.
We did see that Napoli, Milan were happy to concede corners because the whole time in that match when I was, hello, Nico, the whole time I was sweating out that waiting for that fourth shot on target from Napoli, I just kept watching the corner numbers go up and up and up. And I was like, oh my God, why didn't I just take like Napoli to have like over 3.5 or 4.5 corners, right? Because they ended up with like 17,000 of them. Red card, everything you said, I know nothing about the ref, but 1 every 2 games is extremely high. And I do know one thing about this Benfica side, they're from Portugal, and any team from Portugal just loves to get red cards. So if you're getting 100 cents worth of value there, and there's a Portuguese team involved that down 2-0 and might get pissed off, I'm probably not going to be on much, so I'll sprinkle this one here because I love plus money.
Yeah, I don't know much about the ref either. The only match I might have watched of his was Juventus against PSG. But I think I was out that night, so I missed that game. So, I'm kind of blind. I'm really just looking at his stats. I don't know his traits. So I will, I'll admit to that. But statistically, might be worth a go. I actually think Benfica are going to win on the night, But I don't know by what score. Maybe by 1 goal. Because I think I don't rate Inter. I still don't rate Inter Milan. I think they're struggling at the moment. But they might just have enough to get through the semi-finals. So, we'll leave it at that. Hopefully, Benfica smash them. But
I would love to cash that, the Benfica to qualify. But, we'll see. Effie saying over 1.25 first half. If Benfica had gone in league play, I see where you're coming from because that's why I was on Benfica in their league play. I thought they would want to come into this one after losing the first leg with some confidence, right? Coming off like smashing an opponent that they easily should have handled. But their lack of scoring in that match and the way that they just look lackluster versus Inter and the way I don't really know how, Inter got that. They shouldn't have gotten 2 goals to me. They should have gotten 1. So, I don't trust either of these teams to score, which means there'll probably be 4 goals now. But I'm not trusting either of them to score.
Yeah, I think Gonzalo Ramos has surely got to have a much better game this week, hasn't he? Because he's been very disappointing in the last 2 or 3. So I've got a feeling he fires a few shots here. Whether or not they're on target, let's see. But
0 shots in that league match. And I was calling him names that I've never even heard before. I was inventing names for that man. So yeah, I like your angle though. It, you know, all you have to do is throw. It's a small risk. Quarter of a unit wins you a unit. So yeah, I like the numbers.
Right, he comes up with some interesting stats for this referee. That he does. You say he does dish cards. This ref, and I can't believe one red card every 2 games in La Liga this season is pretty extraordinary from him. So he's not afraid to bring that red out of his book.
What in the world is Jack? He has a brain just like it's insane. I don't know where, like the rim or whatever it's called, the memory in his brain. He can just throw out stats.
Oh, I know.
Like nobody I've ever seen. Right? He probably didn't even have to just look that stat up. He probably just like
he knows it off by heart. He knows.
Yeah, it's insane. I've never seen anything like it.
Yellow cards total says, yeah, I've actually not looked at the total. I'm guessing it's quite high. It must be like 4.5 card line at least. I'm thinking I'm actually going to find it now before we move on, because that is an interesting point. But I didn't actually look at total cards. Oh, that's unbelievably. Actually, that can't be right. I'm looking at the wrong game. Yes, I was looking at the wrong game. I was looking at the buying game. It said the card line was 3.5.
But it is the right price for the red card, right?
Yeah, it's totally the right price for the red card. Yeah, the card line's 4.5. So I would actually go over there, I think. But it's one of those. I mean, tonight there was only 4 in the Napoli game, and I thought that would go at least 5 or 6. So yeah, you know, it's one of them. So
especially when stoppage time, there was a couple. So I thought the second half was really gonna see some cards starting to fly. But were there any in the second half?
I think there was one. It was late. It was late on. It was when Napoli scored, and then one of their players was arguing at the referee that AC was time wasting, so he just gave him. It was Oliveira.
Yeah.
So you get 4 exactly, which is frustrating for anyone over 4.5 or 5.5. We'll move to Bayern Munich against Man City, and I've got a couple of places as well. You've got a lean for this game, Ashley, which I'm going to put it on the screen now for you if I can actually bloody find the thing. Here we go. And your lean is Manchester City team total over 1.5 goals at -105. Not an official play, but I mean, to be fair, you don't often get that price on Man City to score 2 goals in a game of football, do you?
No, and you guys are probably going to be wondering what the hell I would lean towards that after everything I said yesterday of not trying to stay away from teams that really don't need anything. They smashed Bayern in the first leg. But the thing is, I like the angle of, I don't really think it matters that they're up big and don't need anything. I think the angle of Erling Haaland going there to Germany to play in a team that always got the better of him when he was at Dortmund for those years. So I think that he tries to score. I don't think that Man City, Bayern has to go all out. Here we go again with my all outs, but they do. I mean, they have to gun for it, or they have no chance. They're down huge, and Man City is not the kind of team that's just going to sit there and let you attack them for the whole match, right? They're deadly on the counter, just like I said about Real Madrid, and that's what ended up happening. Chelsea would shoot, and Real Madrid catch them on the break. So I think the same thing can happen here. I think that Bayern are going to go balls to the wall to try to score, and I'll just say it's a play, but I'm going to play half a unit. I'll say it's official instead of a lean. I think that's too good of a price on too good of a team that can catch them on the break and score twice. So they don't need it, but I think they get it anyway.
There we go. Changed it to half a unit for you there. Man City team total on over 1.5 goals. And I totally agree with you here, Ashley. I'm going to be officially tipping here over 3 goals at -123. I don't see how this is anything other than an absolute goal fest. Bayern Munich have got to go for it. They're 3-0 down, so they've got to score 3 goals alone to have any chance. I've seen some big comebacks down the years in the Champions League. I've seen some real big shocks. I'm not saying this is going to be turned around. I don't think it will be turned around.
No,
but you just never know in football, and they've got to go for it. At the same time, Man City will get chances on the break. They've got tons of attacking options. I think at very worst, I'm going to push on this one. If I had to give a correct score for the game, I would actually go something like 2-2 or 3-2 to Bayern, actually. I think Bayern is going to win on the night, maybe by 1 goal. But I think they'll give too many chances and goals away. So for me, it's an obvious one, over 3 goals there. And my second pick for the game is there's a red card again. Red card, yes, this time at plus 600.
Wow.
And the reason, this is very much referee related. We've got a French referee here, Clément Turpin, is in charge. And I often nickname him Dick Turpin, actually, because he steals cards from any card backers usually. He has an incredibly low card count. He loves to ref and let anything go. But what's interesting is he actually has quite a high red card rate, certainly compared to the yellows he dishes out. He averages a red once every 4 games. Now, the reason for that, I think, is because the players think they can literally get away with murder when he's in charge. And eventually they do something stupid, thinking that, okay, we'll get away with this. But then something like VAR has to intervene because the challenge is so bad, or the referee actually gives a straight red. So I've seen it where he can lose control of games because he just doesn't give anything. And he's a very frustrating ref for those who back the card. So I certainly would never back cards overs with him in charge. But a red card at plus 600, I don't know. I mean, this almost seems like a bit of a mad play, actually. But why not at this price? Why not at these odds?
And I don't know. The thing is, so like Effie here saying, what are you saying, that you think that Bayern could put up 3 on Man City, like 3-0? I think if the earth is thrown off of its axis right now, I think Man City is the best team in the world right now. Bayern have problems, just like Napoli was looking so fantastic. I'm actually frightened now of the 2 units I had on plus 200 for Napoli to win Serie A. Bayern is in a tailspin also. Players punching each other out in the locker room. They look pitiful, and Man City is not a team that you want to be trying to find your form against. And like I said, with the angle of Haaland, I think he's tired of having his ass beaten by this Bayern Munich team, and I don't see it happening. I think they could score, but with all of the troubles going on at Bayern, I will be one of the few people to say I would not be surprised to see them get their asses whipped again here.
I'll tell you what, I certainly wouldn't mind them punching a Man City player on the field here. That would go down very nicely.
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be
indeed. But yeah, I don't know. This is one of those where, it might be as tame as a teddy bear in terms of cards and stuff, but it's the second leg of a quarterfinals of the Champions League. Players can lose their head. They can get very frustrated, do stupid things. Footballers. Actually, I'm not going to say what I was going to say there, but they can do. They're known for making poor decisions sometimes. So, that is my play for the game, along with over 3 goals. You like Man City team total over 1.5.
Yeah, and I kind of wonder too with Bayern. Sorry, I was one more thing to say.
Sure, yeah.
Pissed off mood right now. Anyway, this Internacional team is, if anyone's on the Copa Libertadores right now, wow, what a joke. With Bayern being, for the first time in a while, actually having to kind of fight a little bit to win the Bundesliga title. I think with them being down big here, obviously they'll go in and try. I'm not stupid. I mean, this is Champions League and it is important. But I can kind of see Bayern just accepting their fate here and getting knocked out and maybe concentrating on trying to win the Bundesliga, which is usually, just a given for them. But it's really not this season. So that's another reason I'm not huge on them to score a lot here.
I know you're not a big fan of Thomas Tuchel.
God, no, he's boring. At Chelsea, it's like score 1 and then close up shop, and that's just not the way that Bayern are built. I don't see how the fans would be happy with that hiring, unless he, coaches a completely different style. But the Chelsea style of one goal and then play defense, that's not Bundesliga. That's not the Bundesliga style. So I'll be curious to see how that works out.
At the moment, it's not looking like a great sacking of Nagelsmann. They're out of the German Cup. They look like being out of the Champions League. They're struggling in the Bundesliga. So that could work out to be a terrible decision by Bayern München.
Yeah.
Beetle Bailey is saying thank you very much, Ash, for the turkey call. So
Good. Yes, I'm glad of
enjoying
that.
that
Everyone
play.
took the score and the over. That's nice. I stress out honestly more like because I know when you guys are on the plays. I mean, I'm on them too, and don't get me wrong. I'm stressing out about that. But I love knowing that interacting with you guys, and if you take a play, I feel the weight on me for it to hit. So I love making you guys money for sure. That makes me happy.
Just before we sign out, I'm going to give a bonus play on the show today. There is a one Norwegian match in the Eliteserien playing on Wednesday. It was postponed in game week 1 because of the COVID cases at Strømsgodset. But I am of the belief that this is going to be a home win. Lillestrøm against Strømsgodset. I am taking the home team, Lillestrøm, on a minus 0.75 Asian handicap at minus 130. I've actually kind of done a bit of a pussy bet here because really I should be on the minus 1 Asian. But I actually want to win something if they do win by 1 goal. So we'll take this 75 handicap. I watched both matches at the weekend. I actually got it wrong, the Godset game against Arlesund, but I kind of overestimated Arlesund. Arlesund are a terrible side. This is a much tougher test for Strømsgodset away from home on a grass pitch. First home match of the season for Lillestrøm. They've got a lot more quality. They've had an extra day to prepare. They won 9 out of 15 home games last season. It's quite a fortress of a stadium. And I just think they're the better team, full stop. They've got 2 really good strikers in Thomas Len Olsen and Akor Adams. I actually tipped on one of the Twitter video, Thomas Len Olsen to score on Saturday. I'm not going to tip him here, which means he's a banker to hit the back of the net. But he is actually minus money with some books. So, it won't even bother me if he does score. I actually need him to score because he's in my Norwegian fantasy team. But the most depressing thing for me looking at this game, actually, I was looking at the weather forecast. It's going to be nearly 20 degrees in Norway tomorrow. I'm actually jealous. Over here in the UK, it's pathetic weather right now. Cold.
Oh, wait. I'm a stupid American, so I'm used to Fahrenheit. So what is that? Hot
20
or cold?
20 degrees Celsius is quite hot for the UK.
It's hot, yeah. So see, I don't know. We're the only we don't use a metric system when we use Fahrenheit, so we're just dumb over here. Well, then I'll throw in a bonus play too.
You are going to do a bonus play, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to take Chuba Akpom for Middlesbrough in England. I'm going to take him to score anytime, and I'm going to combine that with Erling Haaland to score anytime.
All right, so 2 goal scorer plays.
Don't go crazy throwing a unit on it. I don't even know what the odds are. Hopefully, Steve will pull it up for me here.
I know Akpom was even money. This is Middlesbrough against Hull City, I think it is.
Yeah, they're playing Hull. Yeah. So if you're getting even money, take Chuba Akpom by himself. Okay, good. So Jack here, Mr. Johnny on the spot, he knows everything. Yeah, you're getting it evens a little bit of plus money. So let's just go with Chuba Akpom to score anytime.
Right, I'll just put that up on the screen now. Before we go, he's obviously been in great goal scoring form every time. I can't remember a game he hasn't scored in recently.
Yeah, we've taken him a good bit, and I think I don't know. We took him in his last match. He might say we've taken him 8 times. He's hit 6 for us. So getting evens is value on that guy right now.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just put it up on the screen there so everyone knows exactly what price we're doing there. Even money. Haaland is 1.83. Thanks very much, Jow. Scored 8 straight at home. Is it actually at Hull or at Borough? I might need to look at the actual fixture. But either way, we know.
So if Chuba scores here, Jack, is that what you're saying? If that's a new championship record. Wow. Yeah. Then I definitely like.
Yeah, it's actually the other way around. I've done it wrong. For some reason, I thought it was actually at.
Middlesbrough.
Borough versus Hull. So it's a bit of a northern derby, actually. Hull is.
So he's going for a record then. So yeah, I'm glad I threw this in as a pick then.
Yeah. So there's plenty of. I forgot there's actually a complete championship midweek round, isn't there? On at the moment. So that will round it off then, Ashley. And so we've got. We'll be hopefully back for some previews for Thursday's games. Your favourite team in Belgium are in action, Union Saint-Gilloise in the second leg against Leverkusen. So that'll be An interesting match to talk about there. We've got Feyenoord Roma as well, in addition to see what else you can dig out for Thursday's slate potentially. But thank you very much for anyone who joined the show. Loads of comments on there. Appreciate you all, and we'll be back again very soon. But and of course, appreciate you as well, Ashley. Thanks very much as always.
Yes, appreciate you. We'll see you guys soon.
Goodbye, everyone. Take care.